What's up, everybody? Let me turn this up. How you doing? Goodness me. Excuse me. Welcome to Max Moments Book Club. How we doing? I am so excited to be here. Thank you for joining in again. As always, whether it's live, whether it's on replay, whatever it's going to be, welcome. So, new location. I'm actually in my office. I'm in my office here at Pepperdine. So we just finished a soccer game up at Pepperdine, up at Tyrone Farm Rocas Field. We're in the middle of a season. For those of you who don't know, I am the associate head women's soccer coach at Pepperdine University, as well as doing all of my life to the max stuff. And so, yes, we just had a game. We're in season, and I couldn't miss up the opportunity to still do a Max Moments book club, and so that's what I'm doing here, and I'm excited to do this with you. Excited to get started, and like I said, I made a commitment to do this every single month, and I wouldn't miss it. So this is going to be the August book club, and yeah. So as far as excuse me, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because I literally just got back to the office like 10 minutes ago. But I'm excited for this month. I'm excited for what we're going to do. As you know, for those of you that have been doing this with me for the last however many months, I started it in January. So what I guess this is August would be like the eighth month of doing the Max Moments Book Club. But I wanted to provide an opportunity for for us to connect and for me to kind of take one of these max moments. A lot of you have read the book and worked through these max moments, but I want to take an opportunity each month to take one of the max moments and do a little bit of a deeper dive into it to really just kind of really take some of the messaging, if you will, and to go a little bit deeper on it and to connect it to you and to connect it to your life and to connect it to what's happening in your world and how you can use these max moments to elevate your life and get to that next level. Because ultimately, that's why I wrote the book. It's why I do what I do. It's all about helping you, helping others, helping me, helping all of us achieve the things we want to achieve and live life at the level that we want to live at. Okay. And so again, I'm excited to be here today. And it is Sunday. Obviously, I always do these every Sunday. I do it the last Sunday of every month. And that's why I didn't change. That's why I didn't change this month's one. I could have done it on a different day, even though we had a game today. But like, you know what? For me, consistency is everything. Discipline is everything. Showing up to life, showing up to and committing to do something is everything. So that's why I was like, I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to do it right at the end of the game. And so I ran down here. If you can see, I'm a little bit sweaty. I ran down here, and I'm excited to get started. So, anyways, as I was saying, we do it on Sundays, and so what I thought, we're actually going to take this month's max moment. Remember, there's five sections to the book. There's max moments on vision, mindset, habits, resilience, and happiness. And each month we've been taking one max moment from each of the sections. Now we're into the second half of the year. We're going back through all of the sections again. So last week we did our second max moment from the vision section. So now we're going to take our second one from the mindset section. And so what I thought is, what better way, as I'm looking through all of the max moments we have in that mindset section, I'm like, what am I going to do today? What am I going to talk about? It is Sunday, and I'm like, what better way than to talk about the Sunday sermon? So we're going to talk about the Sunday sermon on Sunday. So if you have your book, if you have it at the ready, then turn to page 53, and we are going to get stuck into this thing. And hopefully I can provide you some value in these next 10 to 15 minutes so that you can not only have a great Sunday, but then you can get kick-started and ready for a great next week. So again, if you have your books, turn to page 53. If you don't, I'm going to read it. That's kind of what I do. And then if you don't have it, again, I encourage you to pick it up on Amazon, on my website, www.maxrook.com. But again, here we go. So page 53, it's called the Sunday Sermon. Now, what I love about this, before I get started, what I love about this Max moment is it's a story. It's a story that I've heard numerous times. Okay, and there's a few max moments, not all the max moments like this, but there's a few max moments where I've taken stories that I've heard from other people, or just asked if I can use them, but just taking these sort of stories or these age-old stories that kind of have been told throughout time, and then adding my own little spin on what does it mean to us, or how could we apply it to our lives. So this is a story about a pastor and a group of older ladies that go to church every single week, and it's the lesson that they learn from the pastor as they go to church every Sunday for their Sunday sermon. So here we go. Let's dive into it, okay? So again, it says, so the Sunday sermon. One day at a local church, there was a pastor who was prepared to give the Sunday sermon. And in the crowd, there were 3 older ladies who were regulars to the church. Okay, so this particular sermon was very well received. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Just a reminder. Remember, we're talking about mindset. Okay, this is the section on mindset. We're not talking about vision this week. We're talking about mindset. So this particular sermon was very well received. And those 3 ladies, they left talking about how beautiful and how impactful that sermon was and how they really connected with the message. Okay, so then they went about their week, living their life as they normally did before returning the following week for the next Sunday sermon. When they arrived that following week, they sat together in the exact same seat, ready with excitement in their hearts, excitement in their minds, ready to be moved by the pastor's message again. Okay. However, to their surprise, the pastor got up and preached the exact same sermon as the week before. So despite the repetition, they got up and they left the church without thinking too much about what had just happened. Now, the following weeks, and now this is like in the 3rd week, right? The following week, the ladies returned and to their great astonishment, sat there as the pastor again delivered the exact same sermon as the previous 2 weeks. Okay. Now, because they were regulars, the 3 ladies, they overlooked this seemingly simple mistake on the part of the pastor and went on with their business throughout the week. Okay. This went on for another couple of weeks with the pastor delivering the exact same sermon again and again and again until finally these 3 ladies, they're like, you know what? I've had enough, right? They decided enough's enough, and they approached the pastor to get an explanation. Now, in approaching the pastor, the lady said, look, pastor, are you aware that you have delivered the exact same sermon these last few weeks? And do you not see anything wrong with that? And this is what he said. He said, no, I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Now, let me ask you, do you see anything wrong with coming here every single week, listening to a sermon that has the power to change your life and then not do anything with it? And he said, I will keep preaching that same sermon until you finally apply the message to your life. And I'm going to stop right there. Think about you for a second. How many times have you heard something again and again and again? You're like, oh, that's really good. Oh, I like that. Just like this, right? Oh, that's really good. I like it. And then you just get caught up in other stuff and you don't do anything about it. You don't use the message. You don't use the resource. You don't use the moment to activate something in you, to make something happen in your life. So I think it's really important. So I go on to say in the book right here, now that that's the story. So now this is my take on it, right? It says here, so what the pastor just explained is what I describe in the high achiever world, and not just the high achiever world, but in any world. In the high achiever world is the success gap. Okay. So the success gap is the distance that lies between an unsuccessful life and a successful one. And the myth is that to bridge the gap between an unsuccessful life and a successful life, all you need is knowledge. That's why the ladies showed up. They're like, you know what? The pastor's going to deliver us some knowledge and we're going to be all good. So it says here, I'll read it again. The myth is that to bridge the gap between the unsuccessful life and the successful life, all you need is knowledge. I will be successful when I get the next big idea. So I must consume more books, more podcasts, more videos, read more articles, go to church every week and hear more sermons. Listen to more Max moments. Show up here on the book club every month and listen to Max talk about his Max moments, right? And the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. So I say here, right? And this is really important. This is a great sort of insight that you need to listen. Okay, being a continual learner, right, is vitally important. So as I'm saying this, I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn, right? Being a continual learner is vitally important in your development. However, counter to what most people think, the success gap is not knowledge. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power until you use it. Okay, so the success gap is built on our actions and our decisions. In other words, are you actually doing what you know? And again, I'm going to pause right here for just a couple of times, just for dramatic effect, if you will, but also just for you to let that sink in. In other words, are you actually doing what you know? And I'm saying the same to you. Are you actually doing what you know? There's somewhere you want to get to. There's a gap between where you are and where you want to be. You know how to get there, but are you actually doing what you know? Okay. And that is a big question. And if you're not, then why not? Okay. So can I be honest with you? Whatever you want to succeed at in life, you already know what to do. You already know what to do. But here's the thing, most people don't do what they know. Because if they did, everyone would be a super achiever performing and living life at an extraordinary level. But why don't they? Because we don't do what we know. See, the pasture in the story delivered knowledge that had the power to change those ladies' lives. And with you reading this book, or with you showing up on this Max Moments book club, right? My intent is that these Max Moments provide you with some insight that can help you reach the next level in your success journey. But my question is this, and this is right here at the end. When are you finally going to start taking action on what you already know? When are you finally going to turn I should do it into I must do it? And when are you finally going to stop consuming great ideas and turn them into a great life? Because at the end it says this, you already have the knowledge. You just need to take the action. And the great battle of life is not man against the world, it's man against the self. And it's your duty, it's my duty, it's our duty to win that battle today and to win that battle every day moving forward. And especially as you head into this week, win that battle this week. So hopefully this is, it's more of a, how do I put it? It's more of a reminder that you already know what to do. As we head into August, we're like halfway through the year, over halfway, 2 quarters left in this year. And can I just tell you this? Like, you may be showing up at what's the next strategy that I can give you. And I think one of the biggest things I can tell you in this moment, and I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you, is that to get the things that we want in life, let's be real, you already know what to do. Deep down, you probably already know what to do. So this is my reminder to you. Why aren't you doing it? Make a decision, make a choice today to take what you already know and apply it and do it. And that's really the difference between those that do and those that don't, those that can, those that can't, those that will, those that won't. That's the difference between those that say they want something and step up and actually make it happen, and those that say they want something and fall short. It's because deep down, you already know what to do. And that's what happened with these ladies in this story, is they showed up every week expecting to gain something that would just, they could absorb it and that'd be done. But the pastor said, you know what? I'm not going to deliver another message. I've delivered the best message that I can. And so rather than just keep wasting all of my messages on these ladies, or not just these ladies, but whoever's in the audience, and just have them keep coming back and never do anything about it, he's like, you know what? I'm going to take a stand. And I'm going to deliver the exact same message again and again and again and again and again and again, until when? Until they apply it. So hopefully that kind of hits home a little bit. If it does, give me a little yes in the chat, okay? And then if you're not on live, and you're watching this on replay, then say yes to yourself. Say yes to somebody in the room. Say yes to your partner. Say yes to. But does that make sense? You already know what to do. And so I'm actually going to come back to finish up. Look at the time. I always say I want this to be no more than like 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to finish this up. So these are the action questions. Now you know, right? You have the knowledge. You have everything that you need. But it's time to activate that action sort of part of you, and to actually do what you know. So these are the 2 action questions that I have, and I want to share these with you because hopefully this might spark as we kind of finish this out. You can take these and you can think about them, and then you can start to add them into next week. Action questions right here. I always put them at the end of the Max Moments. There's these. Oh, there you go. Action questions. It says here, if you are truly honest with yourself, what knowledge do you know about creating success or creating what you want in your life that you haven't used and taken action on? Think about that for a minute. I know I do this too, right? If I stopped here, I could say, you know what? You're right. That thing I want, if I just did that, all would be better. So what knowledge do you know about creating success or the success that you want in your life? What is it that you haven't used and taken action on? And then the second question is this, and I think this is the deeper kind of the next level, if you will. And we're not going to get into it right now, but when I say it, I'm sure you're going to be able to resonate. It's going to resonate with you in terms of understanding kind of the depth of what this question supplies. So, number one is what is it that you know that you're just not taking action on, that you know is actually going to help you? And the second question is, why haven't you taken the action and used the knowledge, even though you know it would create the success you want? Why haven't you taken the action? Why haven't you taken that knowledge and applied it, even though deep down you know that it would create the success you want? And that comes down to things like our beliefs. It comes down to our fears. And that's kind of a loaded question, is a deeper question. And that's not necessarily for right now, but I want you to think about that. If you know what it takes to get the things you want in your life and you haven't done them, why haven't you done them? Okay. And I love that. Thank you, Bella. Having courage, right? When you have that courage, and sometimes fear gets in the way. I love that. I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you very much, Bella. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Love it. So again, that's my message for today. Again, coming back down, you have to excuse me if I'm a little bit all over the place, but I just came back, like I said, from the game. I made that commitment to you to show up for you every single month. The last Sunday of every month, I promised you I would do it. I'm doing it right now, and hopefully this is a message that you can grab hold of, because it's not necessarily something new. It's reminding you of what you already know. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, you have the skills, you have the things to get the things you want. You already know what to do. But now it's time to start creating action. It's time to take that mindset and make it happen. Okay. So anyways, listen, have a great rest of your Sunday, whatever time zone you're in. So for me, this is 4 o'clock, and for some of you, it might be a little bit later, but wherever you're at, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I encourage you, whatever you come up with, however you answer those two questions, take that into next week, and starting tomorrow, use next week. Start to take actions on the things you know you must do. All right. If you do that, I promise you the next level awaits. All right. Listen, as always, make it a great day, and always choose to live life to the max. Thank you for joining me on this month's book club. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in September. All right. See ya. Bye-bye.